Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to GK session. Today we are going to learn lesson number 12, Banking on Banks. You are very familiar with the word bank. So, a bank is a financial institution that provides financial services such as wealth management, currency exchange, etc. Apart from this, banks do many more tasks. So, you know what is a bank and you are familiar with many banks. And so what is a bank? Actually, bank is a financial institution which provides us with financial services. In this lesson, here given some of the fill in the blanks, and we have to fill in these blanks according to the information given here. Okay, so let us move on to that. First one, dash are also known as plastic money. Answer is credit cards. Credit cards are also known as plastic money. Do you know why these credit cards are also known as plastic money? Nowadays, it is an inevitable part of all persons or all people. That means credit card become a part and parcel of everyone's life. As it is made of plastic, it is known as plastic money. What is the use of this credit card? Do you know? This credit card can be used for making purchases. You need not want to make payment by cash. There is a difference between credit card and debit card. Debit card is usually issued by the banks, and it depends entirely on the balance on your account. That means if you have balance in your account, you can use these debit cards. But this credit card is issued by the banks, and it provides the facility of making purchase even though you don't have balance in your bank account. This credit card can be used for a limited amount because the bank will provide you with a limited amount. Maybe the amount limit may be 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh, like that, and up to that amount you can make a purchase using this credit card, and this amount can be repaid after a few time. Sometimes the bank will provide 50 days of credit, so within 50 days only you have to pay the amount that you made for the purchase. Okay, now let us move on to the next fill in the blanks. Next one is the full form of ATM is. You know that what is ATM? You may also have visited with the ATM with your parents for withdrawal of money. So the full form of ATM is automated teller machine. It automatically count up the money and gives you the money which you want to withdraw. Moving on to the next one. In dash, the banks allow us to withdraw more money than there in our account. Answer is overdraft. That means if you have a zero balance in your account, the bank will provide you with the amount. That is, even though the amount of money in your account is less, the bank will provide you with extra amount. This extra amount is known as overdraft. For example, you are having only 10,000 in your account and you want to withdraw 25,000. The bank will provide you with extra 15,000. That is, in your account you are having only 10,000, but the bank is providing you extra 25,000 so that you can make a withdrawal of rupees 25,000, and this difference, that is 15,000, which the bank provides you, is called the overdraft. So the more amount of money which you can withdraw than there in your account is known as overdraft, and for this extra amount which the bank is giving you as overdraft, they will charge a rate of interest or along with the amount of payment, and this rate will be little bit more than the normal rate. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Next one is EMI. EMI is the dash we have to pay the bank towards the loan we take. EMI means equated monthly installment. This is the installment which we make on the loan which we had took. That means if you take a loan, we have to pay it back in monthly installments. So this EMI means the amount of money which you pay monthly to cover up the loan. For example, if you are buying a house or a vehicle, you usually will take the persons who are buying a house usually take an amount of loan, and this amount of loan can be repaid by many years through this monthly installment. They will pay back the amount as monthly installment, and this monthly installment is known as equated monthly installment. Moving on to the next one. Next one is, in a dash account we can deposit or withdraw money as and when desired. That is, the answer is savings account. Normal people will open savings account. And in the savings account we can deposit money or we can withdraw money as and when desired. Whenever we need money we can withdraw the money, and whenever we need to deposit money we can also deposit the money in the savings account. But there is a limit for the number of transactions. Number of transactions per month will be limited for deposit as well as withdrawal, and the amount that can be withdrawn in a particular day is also limited as per the bank rules. Next one is, in a dash account we can deposit a fixed amount of money for a fixed period of time. Answer is fixed account. In this account, this is a one-time deposit. Here we can deposit the money for a fixed time period. That is, it may be 1 year, maybe 6 months, it may be 2 years or 5 years likewise. But it is a one-time investment when we have to invest a bulk amount at one time, and after the fixed period of time we can withdraw the money, and by that time we will get a certain percentage of interest extra. So if you are depositing 50,000 for 1 year or like that, we will get a certain percentage of interest, while at the time of renewal or after the expiry date we will get about 55,000 or like that as per the rate of interest for the fixed account. Moving on to the next one. Next one is, in a dash account we have to deposit a fixed amount of money every month. Answer is recurring account. The example of recurring account is the post office savings account. Here post office account, this RD, post office RD, you have heard about RD, post office RD. That is a type of recurring deposit, and this RD is usually for 5 years. This post office RD is usually for 5 years, normal RD. In that we have to pay a certain amount of money, fixed amount of money. If you are paying 1,000 in a month, every month we have to pay amount of ₹1,000. The amount will not vary. We are paying the same amount or fixed amount every month. At the renewal time or after that expiry time or after 5 years we will get back the amount along with interest. Moving on to the next question. A dash account is shared by 2 or more persons. Answer is joint account. Here in a joint account there will be 2 or more persons. For example, if you are a minor, you can join along with your parents' account. Okay, so that will make a joint account. For example, another example, if it is a partnership firm, the partners will make a joint account for the for the firm. Moving on to the next one. The dash issues guidelines to all other banks in India. Answer is RBI. The full form of RBI is Reserve Bank of India, and this RBI is the apex body or apex banking body of India, and the right of making guidelines is on this RBI. RBI issue guidelines to and make rules for all the banks to follow, and it will decide the bank rates also. And the RBI is having the only right to make currency notes. Okay, so RBI is the apex banking body of India, and it is situated at Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Okay, moving on to the next one. Next one, under the government's Jan Dhan Yojana, people can open their bank accounts anywhere in. Answer is India. Here, as per this Yojana, that is Jan Dhan Yojana, people can open their accounts anywhere in India. It is not compulsory that they have to open the account only in their native place. If their native place is Orissa, they can also open an account in Gujarat also. So, as per this Yojana, all Indian citizens can open their accounts anywhere in India. Next question is, HSBC was the first bank to introduce ATM in India. So, which is the first bank to introduce ATM in India? It is HSBC, and the full form of HSBC is Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation Limited, and it was the first bank which introduced ATM in India. Next question is, there are 34 dash banks in India. So, there are 34 foreign banks in India. So, number of foreign banks in India is 34. Next one, question number 13. Dash is the founder of Reserve Bank of India. The answer is British Raj. He is the founder of Reserve Bank of India, and this Reserve Bank is founded during the year 1st April 1935. The last question is, Dash is an account into which you can deposit a certain sum of money and agree to keep it for a specified period of time or length of time. Answer is certificate of deposit. And as per this, you can take money or you can take the certificate of deposit from banks or any financial institutions. And for depositing it may be a huge amount of money, and you can deposit this money with this financial institution or the bank, and instead they will give you a certificate of deposit, and you can, after a fixed of period of time, you can take back the money by giving back the certificate of deposit. Okay, so children, please complete this in your textbook. Okay, now let us move on to the next lesson, that is lesson number 13, International Airport. An international airport is an airport with customs and border control facilities enabling passengers to travel between countries. So, if you want to travel from one country to another, you will move on to the international airport. The first one is Heathrow Airport, and it is at London, UK. Heathrow Airport is originally called London Airport until 1966 and now known as London Heathrow, and it is a major international airport in London, England. So, originally this airport is called as London Airport, and now it is known as London Heathrow. After 1966, it is known as London Heathrow Airport, and it is one of the major international airport in London. Next one is Charles de Gaulle Airport, and this airport is at Paris, France. It is also known as Roissy Airport, and it is the largest international airport in France and the second busiest airport in Europe after Heathrow Airport in London. It is opened in 1974 and is located in Roissy in France, 23 km northeast of Paris. It is named after statesman Charles de Gaulle. So this Charles de Gaulle Airport, it is also known as Roissy Airport, and it is one of the largest international airport in France, and it is also the second busiest airport in Europe after Heathrow Airport. And this airport is opened in 1974. Moving on to the next one. Next one is Frankfurt Airport, which is a major international airport located in Frankfurt, and it is the fifth largest city of Germany and one of the world's leading financial centers. And it is operated by Fraport and serves as the main hub for Lufthansa, including Lufthansa CityLine and Lufthansa Cargo, as well as Condor and Aerologic. So this Frankfurt Airport is at Frankfurt, Germany, and Lufthansa Airlines is one of the main airlines or which serves as the main hub for the airport. Next one is Changi Airport. This Changi Airport is at Singapore, and it is commonly known as Changi Airport, and it is a civilian airport that serves Singapore and is one of the largest transportation hubs in Asia. So one of the main international transportation hub in Asia is Changi Airport, which is at Sri Lanka. Which is at Singapore. Next one is Gatwick Airport, which is also known as London Gatwick, and it is a major international airport near Crawley, West Sussex, England, 29.5 miles south of central Cornwall. And it is the second busiest airport by total passenger traffic in the UK after Heathrow Airport. It is the 10th busiest airport in Europe. Moving on to the next one, Amsterdam Airport. Amsterdam Airport Schiphol, known informally as Schiphol Airport, is the main international airport of the Netherlands. It is located 9 kilometers southwest of Amsterdam in the municipality of Harmyrmermeer in the province of North Holland. Next one is Hong Kong International Airport, which is at Hong Kong, China. It is built on the reclaimed land of the island of Chek-Lap-Kok, and this airport is also referred to as Chek-Lap-Kok International Airport or Chek-Lap-Kok Airport to distinguish it from its predecessor, the former Kai Tak Airport. So Hong Kong International Airport is located at Hong Kong, China. And the last one given in your textbook is Narita International Airport, which is also known as Tokyo Narita, formerly and originally known as New Tokyo International Airport, and it is an international airport serving the Greater Tokyo area of Japan, and it is located approximately 60 kilometers east of central Tokyo in Narita, Chiba. So this lesson is about airport, and you have to complete this in your textbook. Okay, so let us wind up the session for today. Thank you.